The U23 is not qualifying for the Olympics. Not since 2008 have we qualified. Now, yeah, we played at a snail's pace. We had a horrible match. I think the lineup decision, the formation decision, everything was wrong. Everything that led to the results was wrong. That said, I think Kreis is the one to blame. I just can't think of anyone else. At the end of the day, it's your job is to inspire them. Your job is to figure out who are the best players to put out on that field. And I know a lot of people are saying like, well, it doesn't matter. That was our B U23 squad. Because really, at this point, our senior squad is our U23 squad.
Sure.
That said, some of those players would have played in the Olympics. It wouldn't have been these players. These players just had to get us there. You know what I mean? Who do you blame? If you had to blame anybody, who do you blame?
I blame. Look, Jason Kreis is definitely the big winner. We're gonna have to create a pie chart for blame. Jason Kreis definitely gets like 60%. I'm gonna give maybe another 20 to U.S. soccer overall, and I'm gonna give another 20, frankly, to I'm gonna give 10 to the pandemic scenario, because I think that is part of it, and then another 10% to the players themselves, right?
Well, I really like this pie chart system you have going on here. I'm just pointing fingers.
This is a delicious pie, okay?
Yeah.
So
wow.
But I think that the scenario, right? The Olympic qualifiers were supposed to happen around this time last year, and when the players were in a bit of better form, right? And then if the pandemic doesn't happen, I assume that some European players are called into this squad, to this roster, and we just have a stronger squad. So again, it's not an excuse for that, but
it's definitely something that should be mentioned for sure.
Yeah.
Then again, Honduras also had the pandemic. I don't know if you heard. Yeah,
okay.
It happened.
No, it didn't affect Honduras. They were in a bubble and they had zero COVID cases. I don't know.
Damn, lucky. Y'all lucky.
It wasn't fair to begin with.
Why just a little bit to U.S. soccer? Because a lot of people are blaming them more than Jason Kreis.
No, I don't think in this scenario. I think U.S. soccer, from recovering after missing the World Cup, did the job that as best they could to create a better player pool, right? And we look. You mentioned it before. Our senior team is very young. We have incredible players. We have getting on Yunus Musa and Serginho Dest and having all these huge names to get on board with the program. You have to give Greg Berhalter.
I just learned how to pronounce it. Sabichu.
Oh, okay.
The new striker. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
Well, you were gonna say God bless you. You thought I sneezed there? No.
So you got to give Greg Berhalter and U.S. Soccer some credit for patching things up and getting these players who could have played for other countries to pick the U.S. So with this particular team and this Olympic side, the majority of the blame has to go with, when you have a U8 team or a U14 team.
Yeah.
How mad are you going to get at the players themselves for not winning tournaments, right?
Very. That's the question. I'm throwing stuff. I'm blaming them. I think overall, I think you're absolutely right. I think it's 60, 20, 10, and 10. And that does add up to 100. Took me a minute, but I did it. I think Jason Kreis deserves most of the blame. I think the worst part of all this is, and I know some people are like, well, this doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter that we didn't qualify. Absolutely does. An opportunity for some of your best players, even if not all of them from the senior squad would have gotten a chance to come and play in this competition, to play in Tokyo because of COVID restrictions. I get all that. But the opportunity to get some really competitive matches under your belt in a competition like this, now it's all down to Gold Cup and the World Cup. You know what I mean? If we qualify, that's all it is now. Now we don't get this additional competition. Also, now we're all just going to watch the women's national team because they qualify.
We always were. I think these tournaments. Look, nobody expects the U.S. men to win the Olympics necessarily. It would be great if they could go really far in the tournament, but the the building of confidence that this does for future tournaments, for those World Cup qualifiers, the building of confidence for the future of this program is tremendous. And missing this tournament, you don't get to play against the Argentinas, you don't get to play against Germany, whatever teams are. Like, these are big tournaments. So the Olympics are the equivalent to the 17 World Cup or whatever. Like, you don't want to miss those either, right? Because it builds the confidence in those young players. So for people saying like, oh, it's not a big deal because the player pool is so good now, we don't have to, we didn't miss out on the Olympics for the same reason that we missed out on the Olympics the last 2 times. But it's still no excuse. Having a bunch of great players is not an excuse to be like, oh, well, all right, no big deal. We'll get them next time. It's like, no, it's going to be 3 years.
3 years, bruh. Also, it goes to show we ain't that deep. You know what I mean? Like, all we have is our top layer of our senior team. And then after that, there's a serious drop off yet again. And I know last time it was more of our, tier A. Yeah, clearly this was our tier B. Under 23 squad, but still, it goes to show it ain't that deep. We aren't all of a sudden. I know they're, German teams are buying our players. Roma's buying a player. They only stole once from MLS, but we are not developing just a bunch of, high quality, extremely high quality players. We still have to make up some of that ground. And then clearly this shows there's a lot of work left to be done.
Yeah, there's a lot from the players themselves to coaching to picking the roster to there was just so many things. Even some people are talking about that even the group stage where they couldn't score against Dominican Republic in that first half. And I mean, again, Dominican Republic, absolute soccer powerhouse. So I understand that some other people may not.
Score. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And they're disrespecting my country, but this is they got they're weak. They got exposed in that semifinal, and you hope for the best. Look, we've had a lot of the players that were in that game on our show. It's not about knocking them or anything like that, but it is. I know that it's devastating for them as well, and as fans, it hurts us too. So we just got to do better next time. That's what we got to look forward. All right.